All right, is everybody ready?
Go.
All right, here's your intro to Forex. Okay. Who's brand new? Who's brand new to Forex? Has no idea what it is?
Me.
Anyone?
I'm like 2 weeks in.
Me.
Okay. Here we go. So let's talk about what is Forex. Forex is basically short for the foreign exchange market. It's the market for buying and selling of or trading of foreign currencies. So for example, we're going to travel to Mexico. We got to exchange my United States dollars for their pesos. So I'm going to get a different value of pesos than I had my United States dollars. I'm either going to get it's going to be worth more or less. So this is because our exchange rates are constantly changing. So we have access to participate in this right now from our phones and what we call Forex. So basically it's the market on our phones. We're doing this exact same thing without leaving the country. Y'all get that?
Mm-hmm.
So how are we going to do this? I need everybody to download MetaTrader 4 onto your phone. And then we're going to open a demo account. So you're not going to put your real money in it just yet. And I have like a screen recording or I can walk you guys through that later on. But first, the most important thing is we're going to master the basics. And we're going to practice on demo, which is basically a practice account before we're putting our money into this. This is going to avoid risk. So we're not going to jump into this just yet with our real money because we want to make sure we understand how to do this before we put ourselves at risk. So this is basically showing the people who participate in Forex. So we have our central banks, our governments, investment corporations, businesses, and then here's us right here, the retail traders. So we do this from home. Okay, whenever we're on our phones looking at MetaTrader 4, we're going to see these abbreviations right here. So we have our Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, Switzerland franc, euro, Japanese yen, Great British pound, United States dollar, and New Zealand dollar. So these are basically the abbreviations you all will see. So now you can kind of understand what they really mean. They're the different currencies that we're trading. So we're going to see them in pairs. So when we trade, we'll see a combination of two currencies or abbreviations, and this is called a currency pair. So for example, we'll see EUR USD, GBP USD, and so on. These are our major pairs. Major pairs are basically a different currency against the United States dollar. And then when we see other pairs, where it's like GBP, JPY, EUR NZD, these are minor pairs. These are basically like foreign currencies against foreign currencies. The United States dollar is not being traded in these. And then we have like exotic pairs like the Mexican dollar and stuff, but they're not very commonly traded. I've never traded them, so.
Because of the economy.
Yes. So these pairs are pretty much one currency's value at the time versus the other, or what the currency is worth right now in exchange for the other currency. So the rate will be represented by a chart where we can see the correlation of price and predict which direction the rate is going. And so now we're getting to how we're going to make our money. So we're going to buy or sell. We're looking to either buy or sell a currency pair. So let's think about this in like real life terms. So we want to go buy a pair of Jordans. I'm waiting in line. You know, I'm getting a ticket, whatever. I'm about to buy these. Like they're only making so many. Like I want to get them for like the cheap price. Like same thing with like Yeezys or whatever. You want to get them for the low price because you know the value's about to go up, right? So you want to buy them at a low price and then turn around and sell them at a high price. So basically in Forex, we're buying when price is low and then we're selling when price is high. So that's how we make our money. Does everyone understand that?
Take notes.
Everyone understand? Am I going too fast? Tell me to slow down if I'm going fast.
Marcus, what is
I've got 18 slides, so.
Slow down a little bit. You're going a little too fast because you're like halfway done.
Okay. Do you need to touch up on any of that? That was pretty much just like background knowledge, whatever. The most important thing right here is we're going to be either buying or selling. So we want to buy when price is low and sell when price is high. And then I'm about to show you guys that in terms of like what a chart looks like. And I
Nice.
think you'll have a little more understanding in that. So this is what we call an uptrend in the market. So basically, in an uptrend, we see prices down here at a low. And then if we look at it like an overall scale, it's getting higher. So price is going up. So basically in an uptrend, we're looking for buys. So in an uptrend, in easier terms, we have a low right here and it goes into a high. And then it drops back down to a low, makes a high. So we have that trend. So if you're looking at your phone and you're trying to basically say, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to buy or am I going to sell? You want to look at the overall view of what the trend is doing and say, okay, it's in an uptrend. So I'm looking to buy, like it's overall buying, right? Buyers are pushing the market up and up and up. So if we enter down here for a buy, we're going to make this money when it goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone get that?
Yep, that's good stuff.
Yeah. I have a question.
What's up?
What's the higher high and the lower high? Can you point those out?
Okay. So we're going to start right here with our low, and then we're going to have a high. So market goes up, and then market pulls back a little and drops down. So we're not really saying, okay, it's about to sell, because it's not. Really, in a trend, this is what we see. A low and a high, and then we see a higher low. So this low right here is higher than this low. So that tells us, okay, we're still in an uptrend. And then we have this low, it creates a higher high. This high is higher than this high. So we're still in an uptrend. Because if you look from this low to this high, the market's still going up. So as long as these lows right here are higher than the previous lows, we're still in an uptrend. We're still looking to buy. And then as long as these highs are still higher than this, we're still looking to buy. So we're in an uptrend. So as long as price goes like this and follows this pattern, we're still in an uptrend. Does that answer your question a little better?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and same thing goes for a downtrend. So right here in a downtrend, we're looking to sell. So we're going to start with our high up here, and then we're going to create a low. Market's going to create a lower high than this previous high. So if we draw a trend line and we're drawing a line straight down, market is still going down. So even though in between it's like kind of jumping around, like creating these lows and highs, as long as this low is higher than this previous low, or as long as this low is lower than this previous low. So we want to go high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high than this one, lower low than this one. So it's safe for us to look at this and be like, okay, are we still in a downtrend? Yes, because we can see this pattern still being followed. So after this high, what are we looking for down here?
Another low.
Hello.
All right, so now whenever we're actually on our phones and on MetaTrader 4 and we're going to enter a trade, these are the terms that we need to know. So you'll hear these terms amongst us, like what's your entry point? So that's basically, people call it EP, the price that you want to enter the market at. And then we have a thing called a stop loss. So it's basically, we can set a parameter of a price, like the price that we want to automatically be taken out of a trade. So say you're entering a trade for a buy or a sell or whatever. You're predicting the market to go one way. If the market isn't going as you expect it, you can set this stop loss at a certain price. So you can say, okay, if the market doesn't go down like I expect and it starts going up, instead of it going up and I'm losing all this money as it continues to go up, but I'm in for a sell, it can take you out at that price. So this is how we basically manage our risk of like money. So we learn how to say, okay, this is how much of my account, like I'm willing to risk off this trade. Like if it doesn't go as expected, I can be taken out. So basically it's a way to like be safe and not lose a bunch of money in the market. And then we also have a take profit level. So we set this price where we automatically want to cash out of a trade and take your profit. So if we enter and then price is going as we expect and our trade's in blue, we're making money, we have profit, we set this level and be like, okay, this is where I want to automatically take out my money. So basically you can set these parameters right here when you're entering a trade, and then you can close out the app and not look at it because you have your parameters set. You can say, okay, it's either going to hit stop loss and I'm going to lose $5, or it's going to hit my take profit and I'm going to win $20. I'm okay with both outcomes. You're not going to win every single trade. You're not going to hit your take profit in every single trade. And that's just something that comes along with Forex, but you just want to make sure you learn the basics and actually have the knowledge to be a consistent trader to where you are winning like 80% of your trades. So the wins outweigh your losses. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This does.
Okay, so here is a actual example of when we're gonna do a sell entry. So let's go back right here to our downtrend. We want to sell when price is where?
High.
Okay, so we're looking for a sell entry right here. Okay, so have this in your mind, and then let's go look at it in like smaller terms. Okay, so let's say right here is like a zoomed in version of when price is high. Here's where we're gonna set our entry, and then we're gonna take our profit below it because as price goes down, that's where we're gonna make our money, right? In a sell, it's a downtrend. So as price goes down, as price decreases, that's where we're making our money. So our take profit is gonna be down here, and then we're gonna set our stop loss behind it. So if we enter right here and we say, okay, if price continues to go up, I'm gonna be taken out right here. So I'm only gonna lose this $5 if it doesn't go in the direction we expect. If it goes down here and hits my take profit, I'm gonna make $20 or whatever you set it to be.
Like profit anytime.
So same thing for, here's a sell, we're going down, here's a buy, market's going up. So this is a little better view than that was. So right here when price is low, we're looking to enter a buy. So right here is going to be our entry point. And then same thing goes for a sell, but we're going to set our stop loss down farther in this one for a buy. So we set our stop loss behind it right here. So we say, okay, we're in it right here. We're predicting the market to go up because we're buying. So we set our take profit here or here, anywhere above our entry is we're going to set our take profit. We could set it up here if we want. We could set it a few candlesticks up. It's really just up to you and what you're willing to risk and stuff like that. But our our stop loss is going to be down below our buy entry. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, another thing that I want to point out is a stop loss can be used in a little bit of a different way. So okay, we have our buy entry right here. Once our trade starts going up into profit, so basically if we're buying right here, none of these candlesticks are here. We can't see what price is about to do. So all we're looking at is right here, and price comes to a low, and we're going to say, okay, we're going to enter for a buy. And then price starts going up to about right here, and we're in profit. Like we're in a good amount of profit up here. So now we can take our stop loss and we can move it above our entry point. So we can basically move it into profit. So right here we say trailing our stop loss, because we're going to move our stop loss into profit above our entry, so that now we can basically let this trade do its thing. And if for some reason it comes back down and hits our stop loss, we
You don't
make
lose as
profit.
much.
Yeah.
We don't lose any because it's in profit.
You still in profit, yeah.
Yeah. So once your trade hits blue, you can move your stop loss to a comfortable amount of profit, and then literally don't look at your phone, because either way you're going to make money.
So it could be like, oh, say if you in profit and you like 200 and your stop loss is at, take you out at $15 or something like that. So you can move your stop loss at what, $5 if it gets that low?
Yeah, you can move okay, this is what we say. Once it's in blue, it's on you. So once you're in profit, you can do whatever you want. Like, we're going to teach you more of like where to set your stop loss and things like that you probably won't understand right now. But like that comes along with teaching like risk management and stuff like that we'll go more in depth about later on once you guys get comfortable with all this stuff. But basically, I just wanted to mention it because there's ways to trade and be very safe about it, to where regardless you're making money. So you don't want to be in profit $50 and then your stop loss is still behind your entry point. You don't move your stop loss into profit, and then for some reason, boom, the market shoots down and you're all of a sudden in red, but you were just $50 in profit. That's why we move our stop loss to where, say I'm $50 in profit, I'm going to move my stop loss to where even if this trade for some reason turns on me real quick, I'm still going to make $25. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is what are pips. So a pip is basically a percentage point or price interest point. It represents the basic movement of a currency pair. Can y'all mute your mic? There's a lot of like background noise. Sorry. Unless you have like a question or something. Thank you. Okay. So the pips are basically what we use in calculating the rates when trading. So the value of pips for your trade can vary depending on your lot size when you're trading. So a pip is basically how we measure the price. So let me show you this. So there's different lot sizes that you can use when you're entering a trade. So a lot size is basically the size of the trade. So a standard lot is going to be a 1.0. We usually don't use that unless we have a lot of money in our trading account. Say that we have a $50 trading account starting out. We just put $50 in. We're going to look to use a micro lot. So basically, you're leveraging a 0.01, and then for every pip that it moves. So basically, let me go back real quick. Right here on these charts, whenever you see the charts, these numbers over here are the price in the market. So this is for every little number is going to be a pip. So I'll show you guys a little more about that, but that's how we make our money, is how much price moves. So if you enter with a micro lot, a 0.01, for every 1 pip that your trade moves, you're going to make 10 cents. So that same 1 pip that somebody else entered with a 0.1, a mini lot, they're going to make $1 off that same pip, but you only just made 10 cents. But you really want to be careful the amount that you leverage, because if you only have a $50 account, you want to just leverage less and make less money and build your account up to where now you can leverage this amount and make this amount. So when people are like flexing making like thousands of dollars off one trade, you can't be discouraged and say, well, why am I not making that? Because you don't have the account to hold that trade. You don't have account to leverage that much yet. You have to, if you want to start small with your trading account, you're going to have to use this micro lot and just be smart about trading, build your account up, and then eventually you'll be able to leverage a little bit more. So let's say my trade moves 100 pips. I'm making $10. Is that right? Yeah, $10. So the pips are basically how we measure the amount of money that we make. And then this is basically how we look at a chart, and we can be able to tell like the trend that it's in. And we can go to a chart and basically set lines at where price makes that higher high and stuff, and where price makes that higher low. And we call those the support and resistance lines. So basically, support and resistance are price levels where price is basically rejecting off that area. So you'll see price going up to this area and then bouncing off and going back down to test this area. So a resistance is going to act like a ceiling. So we're going to go up and reject this as a ceiling. And then 9 times out of 10, we're going to go down and bounce off another support, which acts as like a floor for the trade. So whenever you enter into a trade and you're looking like, oh, I'm not really sure what this, this trend is about to do. Like, I'm not really sure if it's like still in an uptrend or not. You can go look at it and basically look at a bigger view of it and say, okay, price has rejected this area a few times. It's most likely going to go down and hit this area before going back up. So it's easier to show you guys on trading view of like an actual chart. So I'll show you guys after I'm done and kind of touch back up on that. So we also want to look at an uptrend or a downtrend and basically draw a line from the low right here to the current low that it's at. And this is called our trend line. So this is another way of being able to tell like what the trend is doing and where the market is moving next. So if you're in a trade and you don't know if it's still going in the direction you want it to, we can basically do these things to have more confirmations and be more confident that, it's still going in the direction we expected. So if we set our trend line right here, we're going to see this up, down, and it's pretty much bouncing off this trend line, right? So if price is right here and it doesn't go up and retest this trend line and it breaks through it, that is where we can say, okay, we entered our trade down here and we just caught all this profit, but it just broke through this trend line. So I think price is about to start going into a downtrend. I don't think it's in an uptrend anymore. So then it would be safe to say, okay, right here, we can hop out of the trade because it's showing me that it's not in this trend anymore. So it's basically another way to like read the market. So once we break out, it's going to come back and retest this trend line over here and then start heading downwards. Same thing goes as if we're already in a downtrend and it's going down, testing this trend line, going down, testing the trend line, going down and testing, but it breaks through. We can say, okay, we were just in it for a sell, but it just broke out of this trend. So now it's going to retest and we're going to look to see where price is going right now. And then boom, it goes to an uptrend. So you can say, okay, I just caught all this profit. I'm going to go ahead and hop out because
And now I can look for a new buy, right?
Yes. Now we're looking for a buy. Okay, so let me show you guys my trading view real quick and just show you guys in more realistic terms. Does anybody have any questions on anything at all?
That was real good.
So good? Okay.
You did amazing.
Thank you.
Is there any way I can get that PowerPoint?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, could you send that to me as well?
Yes, and this video is also recorded, so
I like
Take
that
the
trick.
notes.
I think
and
Dino's
go over
recording it.
them.
Hey, Dino, send that to the chat if you don't
Is
mind.
that did you make the PowerPoint on your laptop or your phone?
I made it on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna show you guys this right here. All right, so these pink lines right here are basically what I was telling you guys, support and resistance line. So I pull up my chart. Oh, you can't see it. Let me go back real quick.
Okay, boring. You don't need to see that. Oh, here we go. Can you believe my client Steve had never heard of a home and auto bundle or the renter's good bundle? Wait, you're a lawyer? Only licensed in Stockholm. What is happening? Anyway, game show, kumite, Cinderella story. You know karate? No, Al. I practice Muay Thai. Completely different skill set. Okay.
Someone's sitting in that chair.
Okay. You guys see this now?
Yeah.
Over your shoulder.
All right. Okay, now if everyone could please mute their mics unless you have like questions or anything.
It's terrifying.
Just while I go over this. Okay. So here is the euro versus the United States dollar. And here's the chart, and it's on 4 hours. So you can like change it to anything you want. I could look at what is it doing in terms of 15 minutes. What is it doing in terms of 4 hours? So basically when I'm on the 4 hour chart, every little candlestick right here is 4 hours. So, all right. These pink lines right here are what I was telling you guys, support and resistance. So I basically go through and scroll back in my chart, and I just find an area where price has rejected multiple times, and then I just draw a line. Like, it's really that simple. If you guys know how to do this, then it makes trading so much easier. So, okay, I saw that price went up 4 times right here. So I went ahead and put a line right here, and I said, okay, this price point or this price area right here is kind of acting as a ceiling, like price keeps going up and rejecting off that. So in future terms, if price ever comes back to this point, I can look at my chart and say it's probably going to reject right here because it just rejected all these times. So you can just literally go through your chart and mark it up. See right here where price was kind of bouncing around. You just have these areas where you can say, all right, price is probably going to go down here and bounce off and then go test the next one. If it breaks through, it's going to go test the next one. So it can kind of give you confirmation on like if it's still in like an uptrend or a downtrend, because it's making it's going down and coming and testing this, going down, coming back and testing it. And then so literally just go through and mark up lines where you see where price is rejecting. And then this is a really good example that I wanted to show you guys as so if I go over here and basically draw my trend line from up here, this high right here, to this high right here. Hold on one second. All right, so when we're looking at this, it's safe to say that we're still in a downtrend, right? Because price hasn't broke through this trend line, right? But we see price shoots down and it goes right here to one of our support lines. And then if I zoom in, we have what is called consolidation. So pretty much the market is not moving up or down at this point. It's literally just sideways. So that is another thing to look for to say, okay, price is literally moving sideways. It's not in an uptrend or a downtrend. So what I do, it's called consolidation. So what I do is literally just draw a box and drag it across.
Breakout.
Yes. So then now I'm saying, okay, I don't know where price is about to go. So I'm drawing my box and then I'm waiting on one of these candlesticks to just break out of the box and tell me I'm about to go up. So literally this candlestick is going to tell me I'm heading into an uptrend. So even though our trend line is still in a downtrend overall, the price comes right here and it's making a lower low or a lower low and a higher low or a higher lower high. And then it comes down here, makes a low, but then it kind of just like bounces around. You see, when it makes a high and then it doesn't make a lower low. So it's not still going down. So we're looking to say, okay, we have an area of consolidation. We're waiting on a breakout. And then that signals me that it's going into an uptrend. So there's different things that you can do within the market to be confident about your trades and figure out where price is going. And it's really simple once you learn all these things and kind of get an understanding of that. But as far as the basics go of like what is Forex and like how we make money and stuff, I want you guys all, if you are interested in trading or if you're already trading and have a demo account or haven't set one up yet, I want you guys to get with me and I'll send you like a screen recording of how to do that. So once you feel comfortable, like just playing, like really just use it like to play around in the market for now. But me and Dina, we're also talking about, we're probably going to focus on like one pair just for like a whole week long, just to have you guys see like how the market's moving and stuff, and just practice doing entries on that in your demo, just to get like the feel of what trading is like and how much money you can make like within a week. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
It's kind of off topic, but you know that little purple or pink box you made?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that in the MT4 app? Like on the dash? Yeah, those.
You can make a box. I didn't know if you can make a box.
You
But,
can.
You can? Okay, then yeah, you can. Just one thing about like MT4 is like it's good to kind of just like glance at your trade and like glance at the chart on there to see what it's doing at the moment. But as far as like looking at the overall trends and stuff and using these different candlesticks, the Hakanashi candles, which I can explain that more. Like that's more like advanced things that there's more confirmations and like more things that you can learn within the market, how to read like direction of the trend. But as far as like doing stuff like this, I would definitely recommend using TradingView, just because you can like zoom in, zoom out, and like see the overall picture. Whereas like if you're on the 15-minute chart in MT4, it looks way different.
Even
You
on
see
the
what I mean?
app? Because I don't have a computer right now.
I mean, you can very well use the app. I would just suggest what I do with the app is make sure that you go to like your 4-hour chart and kind of like turn your phone sideways so you
Okay.
can see like the overall picture, and you're not just, because you know your phone is narrow, so you might just see like here to here, and it might look like, or you might see like here to here and it might look like it's in a downtrend, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you zoom out, it's really an uptrend, you know?
Wait, so on the
So
MT4 app or trading, you turn it sideways? On trading
yeah,
view?
you can download trading view on your phone actually, so you don't have to have a computer. But I would recommend, like with both of them, if you are using your phone, turn it sideways, because then
Okay.
you can kind of zoom out a little more, and like you just want to make sure you know like where market's moving, because if you're looking at a 4-hour chart and price is in an uptrend, but you look at the 15-minute chart and price is in a downtrend, you never want to trade against the overall trend. So you don't want to be entering sells on the 15-minute time frame when price on the 4-hour time frame is going up. So you want to like literally, it's called top-down analysis. You want to go from the week chart to the day chart to the 4-hour chart to the 1-hour chart, and make sure that all those charts say, yeah, I'm in an uptrend, or yeah, I'm in a downtrend. Because you don't want to look at only like a small time frame and be misled and think that you're looking for buys or sells, but it's really going the complete opposite direction. Also, looking at like larger time frames helps you be able to like stay in your trades longer and catch the whole entire trend, which means you're catching more pips and making more money. If you're trading on the smaller time frames, you're looking to hop in and hop out real quick. Does that make sense? Everyone get
Yes.
that?
And I could like do a recording where like you guys find like all the tools and stuff on the MT4 app, cause you could draw like boxes and stuff. So like I could like record mine and show you guys.
Yeah, that's good. And
Alright.
so yeah, I just wanted to make sure, I don't want to like overwhelm you guys with information because there is some people who are like new and aren't even like familiar with trading. But I just really wanted to hit like the basics, and then as far as like reversals and like different like patterns that you can see in the market and like more advanced stuff, just get with me and Anthony about that, and like we can do like some Zoom calls in the future, just like doing that. We mark up charts every Sunday and just as a group, and so we can all see like what the market's going to do. But if Anthony's on board with like focusing on like one pair with everyone who's in the demo, just so they can get practice like learning the trend of like one pair specifically, so you guys aren't getting confused with like all these different like charts and stuff, then we'll definitely start that as soon as possible. So after you guys start your demo account, we'll kind of just throw you guys in and let you guys practice on your own this week. Just see if it's something you guys like. Sound good?
So the only thing that I would add to what you're saying is that, guys, what I'm finding at least that works for me is that try to get, like, if it's like 3 or 4 of you that like y'all are friends, y'all are like real cool and stuff, and you know y'all are talking all the time. Basically, if it's a group of 3 or 4, then for me, what I like is I like to work with a group of 3 or 4. Okay, at least a minimum of 4 people, because then at that point, you know, it's because I get hit up like all day long about, you know, just like different things, and so that way I can give you my best time and my best coaching. That literally, if 4 of you come at one time, then we go from the basics all the way to like advanced stuff, and within 2 weeks, like you're like within about 3 weeks, you're trading like, you know, live. And so that, because it's like it's only like two of us right now, so I would prefer that, you know, try to form groups, because then we get more done with groups.
Right, and then we can all like be on the same Zoom call. So
Exactly, we're
between
all
the
on the
groups,
same
you
Zoom
guys
call.
can like
Yeah,
have ideas
exactly.
and questions.
Exactly. So versus like 101s, because 101s, like literally, like, because everybody's like schedules are different. And so if, you know, like if 8 people are hitting us up like 8 hours in a day, you know, we're not going to be able to now give our best to, like, you know, somebody's going to not get the best. And so like literally, like, and I mean, I'm going to be honest, you know, Katie's personality is different than my personality, and my personality is definitely different than Dino's personality. Dino keeps it lit and keeps it popping and stuff like that, and we need that. But when I'm with you and I'm working with you, when it comes to trading, I don't play games. I really don't, because what's at stake is losing money, and because I don't like losing. Period. Like, I'm literally like savage when it comes to this stuff. I mean, you ask the group that I'm working with now, and their goal right now that they've set is that they're like, we're going to make $12,000 in 30 days. That's literally how aggressive that they've gotten. But we're down to business. So guys, I'm going to encourage you, like, if you're going to get into trading, get serious, because what's at stake is money. And if you're not going to be serious, then don't do this. If you don't have the time to do it, if you're not going to make sacrifices to make the time to do it, if you're not going to make the time to study, then don't do it, because you're going to be losing money and you're going to get frustrated, and it's not worth it. It's literally not worth it. So that's just kind of you're coming into a world now where money's at stake. You know, so I would encourage you to sit down and write out your why. Like, why do you want to start trading? Like, I got the girls that are in my group, they're like saying that, you know what, I want to help my brother. I want to help my sister, because my parents struggled to get me into college, and they're struggling to keep me into college. And I don't want my brothers and sisters to go through that. I want to be able to help my parents. Now, you know, that's literally like the why. Now, if you want to like be taking pictures in front of Lamborghinis and you want to go off to vacations and stuff, I mean, that's cool. But, you know, get you a why, so that way you get this thing down and you get serious with it. I mean, and that's just my input. You know, Katie is a phenomenal trader, like all day long. She's like, I literally like respect her trading. She's a very fundamental trader. And if you follow her, I'm going to give her a shout out. She definitely is. You're going to be trading fundamentals, you know, and you're going to be fundamentally sound. And the last piece of advice that I will give you, and this is going to sound very controversial and radical, if you're following anybody that on Instagram and they're flashing their numbers and they're making 2,000 and 3,000, you got to unfollow them. You got
Yeah,
to.
and that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, you
don't want to be seeing all this energy around you of
exactly
how people are making thousands of dollars off one trade. I mean, you have to remember, like, you're starting out. Like, I don't even make that much off one trade. Like, you can't just like come into this expect it. Like, IML teaches you the basics and stuff, whatever. But as far as like the training goes, in my experience personally, is they say it's not a get rich quick scheme, but they try to make it that, and it's really not. Like, it's really like, I like to say it is an investment of your money. Like, you can take your money and invest it and take $50 and turn it into 5,000. You definitely can. You can take $50 and turn it into 50 grand. You can take it and turn it into $500,000. You can do whatever you want with that $50 in Forex, but it's not just an investment of money. It's an investment of your time. You need to take your time and actually learn this stuff. Because if you don't invest your time starting out, then it's not an investment of money. You're going to end up losing your money, because you're not going to know the things that you need to do to prevent yourself from losing your money. And me and Anthony have both experienced that the hard way. And that's why we're so adamant about teaching you guys starting out the right way to trade and the
Yep.
right way to manage your money.
Yep. I mean, two of my mentees basically hit about 60 pips this week. One was trading gold. The other one was trading some other pair. And the only mistake that they made, two mistakes. They hit 60 pips combined, but they made two mistakes. The first mistake is one of them was trading gold. That's the first mistake. Don't trade gold. Okay. The second mistake they made was that she made her profit. She made like $35. And then fear of missing out, she hopped back into a trade and didn't do her technical analysis, trying to catch more money. And then that trade backed up on her. And luckily, she set her stop loss to where she didn't lose, hardly anything. But we had a major discussion about those two things. Like, don't be doing stuff like that. Because again, what's at stake? You're going to lose money. And if you're cool with losing money, then hey, but like, if you're like us that are like average and that are coming up, this is a thing that, like Katie said, you can make a lot of money, but this is a marathon. This is not like a quick thing where you're gonna, oh, I'm gonna flip my account into $300 like overnight. Not with $50, you're not, unless you're gonna be risking the whole $50. So I really stick with, really give Katie props. She's really, really good. For those that like are going to team up with her, you're going to be really, really good. I mean, if anybody wants to team up with me, you're going to be really, really good. So, you're going to really be good fundamental traders.
How do we do that?
How do you do what?
Team up with one of you guys.
So with me, I'll speak for myself because I like working with groups. Get a group of you guys together and then hit me up in the DM. And then what we'll do is the first 2 weeks, we basically go through nothing but marking up charts. That's your first 2 weeks, marking up charts. Get into where you understand the charts and into where you understand your entries. I'm real good about risk management. I have a whole format that I do from beginning to end, and that those steps, and then you'll be duplicating like my process. And then after that, what I do is because I have a 4-part strategy that I do. Then what I do in my groups is everybody. So if it's 4 of you, each person will take one part of my strategy. Each person will take one part of my strategy and will become a subject matter expert in that part of my strategy. So like for me, I have one person now, only thing they do is mark up charts. That's all they do. One person, only thing she does is manages risk for the group. So one person marks up charts for the group, one person manages risk for the group, one person finds patterns for the group, and the other one works on candle entry strategy for the group. And now they all collaborate and they move as one. They move as one. Now they all have their little side things that they do, but in the group, they move as one. Because what I found is it's easier to trade as a group than it is to trade alone. So they collaborate, they have a really good energy, they have their own meetings. And then when they need something, they'll come to me and say, hey, Anthony, can you help us with this, this, and this? And then now they set their own pace, they set their own goals. So they're getting ready. So they're getting ready to go into demo on Monday. And so their objective is they have to get 37 trades. They have to take 37 trades and they can only miss 7. If they miss 7, then now they're ready to go live. And then at that point, they've decided that they're going to get 20 pips a day. And right now they're going to do that in their sleep because they're literally, this team of girls is just that good. So that's the format that I do. And Katie does the same thing. So and literally you guys are going to be like good. I mean, my goal is that when I finish with this group and Katie, when we finish, that now they're going to be like the poster groups. Because see, now it's only going to be about literally taking groups and taking teams, and now posting that, okay, as a team, this team here made 3,000, this team made 5,000, this team made 7,000, as a collective, as a collective, not as like individuals, but as a collective.
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Because I'm on my computer audio now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were muted. So if you were saying something in the last 1 minute, then just repeat it because you were muted.
Yeah, on my phone. I was on my phone audio, and then my phone died, so I had to figure out how to talk on my computer or whatever.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I forget what we were talking about. But basically, I was gonna say, so we're gonna have majority of our Zoom calls like this recorded. So if you guys have like friends or whatever who, you start trading and then they want to learn, it's going to be way easier for us to just share the videos with them rather than reteaching the basics every single night or whatever. So they can get that background knowledge and then kind of like jump into the group with you and start their demo. Does that make sense? And then also like we've changed the group as of right now to strictly educational content because we really want to focus on getting everybody comfortable with this. We don't want to overwhelm you guys seeing like everybody talking about trades and all this other stuff that you guys might not understand because you're fairly new. So we've changed the group for that as of right now. New people are going to be joining in every day and stuff. So we want to just be able to send them the video and then eventually take the group back to where we can all talk amongst ourselves about what we're doing for the week and stuff. So as far as the group not being like, you guys not being able to like talk anymore, we're just doing that so you guys have the best outcome as of right now as learning all this stuff. We're just going to be kind of like, I'll probably do a little quiz in there after this just to see what everybody learned and if I need to like touch back up on things next time.
I mean, I think that in a nutshell, what she's basically saying is that not that anyone can't talk, because that's not like a group and that's not fair. Basically what she's saying is that if in terms of like strategies, like gold, like really trading indexes, trading Bitcoin, trading, gold, or trading all these different things, basically what we're saying is that like fall back on that and like literally like chill out. Because what we've discovered is through the survey that she did, and then I did a survey previously, what people coming into this here group want, they basically need a good foundation. People don't want to know about indicators. They don't want to know about Bitcoin. They don't want to know about like advanced stuff. They literally want to know, okay, how do I basically start trading? Because I've been in another organization since August or since November, and I've literally been losing money. So what we've discovered is through surveys is that what people want is they want to hear the basics of trading, so therefore they can start taking trades. So the only thing we're saying is that it's cool to ask questions. Like if you're studying Katie's video, basically throw it in the chat and say, hey Katie, how you were talking about supporting resistance, can you explain that again? That's a cool question. But if somebody says, hey, what is Bitcoin going up or down? See, that's not cool. That's basically what she's saying.
Yeah, so we really just want to be able to focus the content and the time and energy we're giving out to you guys on what you guys really want and need to know in order for you guys to be able to trade on your own, and then we can talk about trades and stuff like that in the future. Like, we're not going to be like sending out like just trade signals, like a lot of chats just do strictly like signals, but you don't learn anything from signals because you're given the entry point, the stop loss, and the take profit, but you don't know why they're set at those points. You don't know why you're even entering this trade. You don't know when to hop out of that trade. You don't know if your stop loss is set to where you're losing $50 when you only have a $100 account. You don't know why, or you don't know why. Like, you don't understand what's behind that signal. So we basically want to give you guys the knowledge before we start sending out like trade ideas, and be able to say, like, it probably won't be like an exact signal, like here's where to set your parameters, but more like, let's go check out this pair. Here's a good point to enter. And then we're going to talk about that trade and what we think it's going to do. So it's going to be like more advanced signals pretty much. But we want you guys to be able to look at it. Like when we say something about a trade, we want you guys to be able to pull up the chart, look at it, and know why we're thinking what we're thinking and why we're saying what we're saying. We want you guys to have the background knowledge to be like, okay, this is why she said that she's about to hop in a sell, because I can scroll back on my chart and say, oh yeah, the trend, it just broke through the trend line. So price is about to reverse. We want you guys to be comfortable to where you can take your own trades and know what to do with them as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Katie, you did great tonight. It was real good content.
Thanks.
Yo,
Yeah.
everyone make sure they shout out Katie. Take a screenshot of this call. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we all post it in the chat. Yeah, for a fact. But thank you so much, Katie. Like, I actually learned something too. That's what I was saying. There's so many people, like, even if they've traded before, when you go over the basics, it almost like reiterates it in their brain. Like, so it helps them understand more. And a lot of people, even if they've traded before, need to know the basics still and continue to study it.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Like, so the one thing that at least I'm gonna ask is that, or at least people to strongly, well, no, I'm just gonna ask, because I was coaching somebody today and they were telling me about some smart strategy or smart money strategy or whatever it is. I mean, and then she was trying to explain to me. She was like really, really sweet, really, really intelligent. And I'm talking about she was really, really sharp. I really enjoyed the conversation that we had. But she was given this here smart money strategy. And so basically, she hadn't made any money using a smart money strategy. The only thing she was doing was losing money. So the question that I asked her was this. Okay, the smart money strategy is supposed to be how the banks trade. So I want y'all to think about how logical this sounds. The banks are trillion-dollar industries. Is a trillion-dollar industry. Okay, $1 trillion, because that's pretty much $1 trillion moves through Forex pretty much every day. Why would the banks tell you their strategy of how they trade? That literally makes no fundamental logical sense. Why they would tell you, oh well, we're going to trade this way and this and this. And so a lot of stuff that people put out, guys, is just simply propaganda. You know, basically what I will make you a promise that if you trade these fundamentals, you will make money. But all of these here strategies, these weird strategies and stuff like that, just don't do it. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money. And a lot of you, what you're going to find is you're going to have to get rid of a lot of bad habits in order to get back to the fundamentals. It's going to be a whole mental mind shift to get, because now, like, especially if you're trading with me, I'm gonna be like, look, throw that stuff in the garbage, because it doesn't work. You've been losing with it. Don't try to explain it to me. You know, I don't use indicators. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. It's fundamentals. So please dump all those strategies, because if they're not working, you can't come to me or Katie and say, well, you know, I was trading this here. I saw this here really cool strategy over here. Well, have you made any money with it? Well, no. Well, can you explain it to me? Well, why am I going to explain to you a losing strategy? So, you know, again, trading is, I'm very passionate about this. I have a lot of banking experience. I'm very passionate about this. Guys, please, this is, if you want to make money, you got to be about your business, and you got to be serious, and then after you make your money, then go get it lit, then go get it popping, then go do all that stuff. But first, let's get your money, get your bag, and then go do whatever it is you want to do with it.
Yeah, the things that we're teaching were literally because we've went through the trial and error, and we've blown our accounts multiple times, and we know what works, and we know what is the most simple and is the least time consuming, but it's also the most profitable strategies. So those are what we focus on teaching, and we're going to teach multiple different ones because one you might understand and it might be easy for you and it might really click with you. Another one you might not really have success with it. So we're going to teach multiple different strategies so you guys can find what works best for you. But these are the ones we choose to teach, these certain ones, because they're the ones that we know will work. And we know that are going to be easy for you guys to understand as well.
I mean, I only teach one strategy. I only know one strategy. I teach one strategy. I do one strategy. And Katie, one thing that what I like about, at least what I like about your trading is, I like two things. One is that you use those hike and ash candles, because if you just do like hike and ash is really simple, guys. As long as it's green, you're good. As soon as the candle turns red, or at least 2 or 3 candles turn red, then guess what? Trend is over with. Now price is finna break and start going down. That's like really like so simple. And so like I watch your charts and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, that's like, if it's red, you're good. As soon as it turns green, it's time to get out. So yeah, there's a lot of just like, it's not fancy. We don't do a lot of fluff. I don't, it's just like grind it out. And if you give it time and you trust the process, you're going to be so confident that I promise you, you will be getting 20 pips in your sleep. Like literally, that is my guarantee. You'll be getting 20 pips in your sleep every single day, or at least in at least 2 or 3 times, you'll be getting pips in your sleep. It'll be just that easy for you.
And I think also we don't do too much of like, we can show you guys what indicators do and stuff, but we don't really use them as much. I think we just stick to the more like simplistic things. We look for our confirmations of trades through basically
candles.
Yeah, candlesticks and trends, marking up our charts. And it's just as simple as that. So if you guys can just master that, and if there's anything that you guys like still don't understand after this call as far as that goes, like please feel free to ask us, because I know it is a lot to take in, and it's also like a lot to learn. It's gonna require like practice. So like if you have free time, like if you're up late at night, whatever, hop on TradingView, mark up some charts, and just try to go through, like scroll back a few years and literally just scroll through the chart and just see how it moves. Really, like that is the best practice, is just looking at the different like trends and stuff like that. Like really just focus in on like a few pairs starting out and just study the charts really.
So like for me, if anybody wants, mark your charts up, send them, and then I'll, mark your charts up with supported resistance, send them, and then, I'll let you know if you're on point. I've sent like I've got like videos out there, at least how I mark up charts. I'm waiting on some people to get back with me to let me know, like, okay, because see what I'm not gonna, I can't hold your hand. So like basically watch the video, mark up a chart, and then say, hey, Anthony, can you check this chart out? Because I got like several, because I do the same thing all the time. So just do that, mark up some charts, send them out, and then we'll just take a look at them and we'll see where everybody's at. And then my hope is that, you guys pair up, because I promise you, I really want to help you to be successful. as I'm going to be your biggest supporter, your biggest advocate. I'm going to celebrate your strengths when you do great. I mean, like literally, ask the girls that are in the group I have now. I celebrate their smallest things, and they could be thinking like, "Damn, that's like nothing," but to me, it's something because it's like they're getting it. But when they come with excuses, trust me, we have it out. Because what's at stake is you said that you wanted to change your family. You want to financially help your family. You want to financially turn your situation around. And I'm just going to be your biggest proponent, your biggest advocate, your biggest cheerleader, and I'm going to push you and help you to be successful. So I'm all in. Let me know. Please let me help you, and we're going to get you going.
For sure, for sure.
Thank you again, Katie. You're awesome. You know what? Your presentations are actually better. I think your presentations seem better than mine.
Really?
I don't know. It's just like your energy is different. Maybe I'm just too
mean.
bruh. You know what? I am. I'm like, look, Dino is for inspiration. Dino's for inspiration. I'm the guy when the doctor tells you you got to stop doing this here in order to live. I'm that guy that's going to make you stop doing it.
And everybody needs a guy like that in their life.
Yeah, I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your emotions. But you know what though? I promise you. Ask the girls. Ask the girls in my group. Literally, I praise everything that they do. I'm their biggest praiser. And I start off. I said, "Tell me your why." I know each one of their whys why they're doing it, and it is so emotional for me to hear like the things that they're trying to do and what the generational changes that they're trying to make. And so, bro, I'm telling you, I just love the people that like I work with. It's like awesome to me. But guys, fuck this losing. If you want to lose, go back to IML. Ain't got nobody got time for that. Seriously, I mean, literally, if you want to lose and you want to play games and you don't want to sacrifice and you don't want to give up and you want to still keep playing with these indicators and you want to still keep doing this here and you still can't explain to us how did you win this trade? I mean, get out of here. Nobody has time for that. Seriously.
Right.
Like literally.
I can say that I really have learned a lot more about myself and like trading and just being able to like teach myself than whenever I was in IML because I was so like dependent on the signals and I didn't know why I was taking them, but I knew it either hit stop loss or take profit. But like I didn't want to be like reliant on that. Like I knew that this is something that can make me a lot of money and I knew it's something I wanted to do forever, but like I didn't want to be committed to that monthly payment forever. So really I just learned the basics there, came back and like went more in depth with my basics on my own, and you see me now like teaching because I've actually learned like so much more, and I want to be able to give you guys like that stuff that I feel like I didn't get within IML. And just like, I mean, I literally just did a basics PowerPoint, but I went through and like added so much more stuff to it just because like I felt like there was stuff that still needed to be explained and stuff that I could touch up on. So I'm sure I'll probably change it again and I'll send you guys that too. But
No,
if you
this was
guys
good.
like have any more questions, just let me know for real. Like,
hey, one last thing before we hang up. Hey, Vanessa,
Yes.
can you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell people like to, because remember you and I worked together today, right?
Yeah.
Kind of tell people like your experience like with working with me and just literally be honest. I mean, if I was a savage and just say it, I mean, it's not gonna hurt my feelings.
be
But like
honest,
literally,
because he's
yeah,
mean. Just
like
tell everybody
yeah,
he's mean.
exactly. So just like
I
tell them
wouldn't.
tell them like
Oh,
your experience like working with me.
okay, well, I wouldn't say mean. Like you said, like he's passionate about it. So like, if he's like showing you and you're like messing up, he's like, "What are you doing?" you know. And like, I mean, I know. And like I've been doing it since August. Yeah, like I've won a few trades and stuff, but like I don't think I'm where I should be, you know.
That's
Um,
powerful. That's so
So
powerful what you just said.
he like I'm like, like I'm I don't wanna be losing money all the time. So I hit up Anthony and like he showed me like just the regular strategy, like no indicators at all. It was like mind blowing.
Mind
Honestly,
blowing.
like I feel like I'm in the game right now.
Can I tell you something?
Mm,
I've only been trading since August 2.
wow.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah. And when we were going through the charts and I was showing you, remember I was showing you your entry strategy and you were counting those pips. That I mean, literally, it was like she was like, guys, she was like baffled. Like, are you serious? I'm like, I mean, literally, like really now, almost. She probably almost with just one session. So like almost, do you feel like Vanessa that you all probably? I'm gonna have to kind of hold your hand a little bit, but do you feel like way more comfortable than you were before with taking trades now on your entries? Remember
For
how I
sure.
showed you?
Yep.
Yeah, like literally, you feel like way more because remember I showed you how to set your stop loss where you're like, and you're like looking, and you're like, oh my God, God, it's like I'm telling you, those charts, it is like it's like magic when you really know how to have a conversation with those charts. It is like magic. I promise you. It is like you're gonna have so much fun. I promise you, you're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah,
You're
and
gonna
really like
yeah.
so much more simple than it looks. Like it takes everybody like a different pace to learn and kind of pick up on those things, just like how much time you put in it and like who's teaching you, like, and stuff like that. But once you get it down and once it clicks, like it clicks, and then from there on out, like it will be so easy for you. Like once it clicks, then you're good.
The natural eye is always better than relying and trusting on a machine for money. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like when you're taking a class and like you don't understand what your professor is saying, and then all of a sudden you show up to class and everything that they said the past week just clicks, and then you do good on your exam. Like it's literally the same thing.
Yep.
You just got to give it time and really just time and effort.
Yep.
All right, y'all. If anybody has any other questions, here's your time. If not, I think we pretty much got it all.
Hey, y'all, please, can y'all please like thank Katie because Katie is like a full-time student. She's a mom, and she took her time to really. She's real busy, but she took her time to put this together. And so, I mean, because I'd be trying to get a hold of her just to kind of like talk out stuff to make sure we're on the same page. And like, this is like her. Like, she has like one more year in college. She's at the University of Kentucky. She has a baby, and she's like has a business on the side, and she trades forex. So she is like really busy. So guys, please appreciate her for her time and show her some love.
Right, screenshot it.
Congrats to you, Penny. Congrats.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a great night.
You too. Thank you so much.
Great.
You're
All right,
welcome.
thanks.
You did really great.
Thank you. Y'all feel free to just DM me if you guys have any other questions, and I'll be getting this video from Dino and I'll send it in the group for y'all, okay?
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you guys.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
You too.
You guys
Bye.
have a good one.